In this video, we're going to be using tags. Tags are basically like layers in AutoCAD. So as you can see, I'm back at my treehouse here. I've changed the number of segments from 24 to 12, and that's why the edges of my treehouse or the circles are not actual circles, right? They're edges. This is the tabs menu. You can see I have three existing tabs. I have an untagged, a bottom sheeting tag, and a platform tag. And so right now, none of my items are on a specific tag, so these don't do anything. I'm going to create a new tag, and this is going to be the lower framing tag. So now everything I draw here is going to be on this tag, and I can show it or hide it depending on what I want to do. So first thing, I'm going to select this lower sheeting face, and I'm going to change it, change um, the location of it from untagged onto the lower sheeting tag. And now I can, and the same thing with the bottom plate, right? So now when I hide that platform, that disappears, or I hide the bottom sheeting, that disappears, right? So now I have this separation of parts. So I'm going to create the framing. I want that to be my current layer, so I'm going to click the pencil here. And you can see now everything I draw in this in the screen now is going to be on that framing layer, and I won't have to change it to that layer later. So the first part, I need a bottom plate. So I'm going to draw another circle. I'm offsetting. So I'm going to offset the bottom circle. This is the offset tool, and I don't think you guys have seen this before. So anyway, I'm going to offset that outside edge, and I'm going to offset it 6 inches. So this inside circle is 6 inches inside of that 8-foot diameter circle on the bottom. I'm going to use the push-pull tool, which I don't think I've shown you how to use yet, but anyway, push-pull tool is basically creating thickness to that 3 dimensions. So now this is going to be 1.5 inches thick, which is standard thickness for framing. And now I'm going to start working on the upright framing going from the bottom plate. Or what am I doing here? Well, I think I'm making a component out of this. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to make component. So that was right clicking. I selected all the parts that I want to be in that component and right click to make component. So I'm going to create this bottom plate component, hit OK, and now that is one piece instead of a bunch of different individual pieces. And I can't hide that framing unless I make it a non-current layer. So I'm going to switch off that as the current layer so I can hide and show my framing layer. And I'm going to switch back to framing now so that I can actually draw those uprights. So this is drawing basically what's going to be the framing to hold up the walls of this treehouse. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to infer. You'll notice that when I hover over that other line that I drew already, the drawing, or the line that I'm currently drawing, turns pink, and that means that it's parallel with that other line. I'm going to push pull to give this thickness because it's going to be a 2x6, so 6 inches wide and 2.5 inches thick basically. And then I'm going to need a bunch of these, so I'm going to continue around. You can see I think I'm going to move this to center it. But I'm going to keep drawing a bunch of these all the way around in order to get my framing set once I move this into place. So to move that whole thing, I'm going to grab the midpoint and set it right there. Boom. And there we go. So I would continue on framing all the way around.